I wonder how many of you or how many of your kids have one of these new movie passes that have come out. These new movie passes, it's a pretty fantastic thing. You know, you pay $10 a month and you get to go to all the movies you want all month long. It's something like one movie a day, 30 movies in a whole month. Uh, Pretty extraordinary. And you pay $10 and that's it. The problem is the company that's behind this, MoviePass, which is an upstart company that's been funded by private equity, has a losing business model. They're in a situation where every time they sell one of these passes, if you go to one movie, they lose money. And if you go to multiple movies, they lose even more. So here's how this works. Number one, you buy the pass and it's like a credit card. And then once you go to the movie theater, they bill the MoviePass company for the full price of the ticket that you just bought. Now, what are they trying to do? It wasn't uncommon many years ago, and even continues all the time, that these digital companies are trying to aggregate eyeballs and they're buying market share. So this company's buying market share by getting people to buy these movie passes. In the very beginning, a year ago when it first came out, they had no customers. Now they're at 3 million. That's a pretty incredible number of people, and they expect to finish the year out at about 5 million people. Think about how many people that is. And even though they're paying $10 a month, which let's say is $50 million a month that's coming in, people are going to 2, 3, 4, 5 movies. Now, most companies that have financial problems are having trouble managing their overhead. That's their expenses. They're not having trouble managing the cost of their product. The cost of the product costs something less than whatever they sell it for, and then whatever's left over, they pay their overhead with. This company actually pays more to produce the product than they take in revenue. So they have a backwards kind of arrangement where they're losing money on their cost of goods sold. So there is no money left over for overhead or anything else like marketing and the other things. So they have a losing business model from day one, which causes them to hemorrhage cash. And there's concern already that they'll be bankrupt. But the companies that are behind it are saying they're behind it and they like the model. But one thing I'll tell you is this: it's a winning business model, not because the model is going to work, because we don't know if the model is going to work or not. I can't tell if the revenue streams that they have in place, and we don't know exactly what they're thinking, are really even going to work. But one thing is for sure, there's a lot of concern by all the players in the industry that they might be successful. And if they are successful, that could be a bad thing for everyone. And here's why. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this, or I haven't seen it in any papers, but here's really what's behind everything. Health insurance companies have all of us pay premiums into a pot, and then they go to the doctors and they negotiate with the doctors in the hospitals and they say, you know, we don't really want to pay $1,000 for that procedure. We'll give you $280 for it. And their doctor's saying, well, I don't want $280. Well, all right, no problem. We'll just move our customers somewhere else. So the doctor gets forced into taking some ridiculously low price for the procedures that they do. The same thing could happen here with this company. Is if they aggregate all the movie customers, then they go back to the movie theaters, which in Los Angeles and other places we call those exhibitors. They go to the exhibitors and they say, you know, we don't want to pay $14 anymore to have our people go to the movies. We want to pay $6. Well, $6, we're not paying $6. Well, you know what, then we're just going to move our customers to another chain or to another environment where people can go see movies for a lower price. That's bad for not only the exhibitor, but also the studio, because the studio basically rents the movie to the exhibitor for some percentage of the ticket price. They could also force the studios to take a lower price too if they had enough mass, enough momentum. So there's a lot of concern about a new player coming in between the customer and the exhibitor. And that's a big problem that everybody's concerned about. So that's kind of behind the scenes. You don't hear much about that, but that's a concern. So here's where we are with this, is we have a situation where a new company has innovated and they're losing money. It's normal to lose money in an early stage situation, but here's how you know it's a great idea. I think their business model probably isn't just right, but here's something that is absolutely working for sure. We know that the model's working because AMC and the other theater chains are starting to duplicate the same process. AMC just came out with their $20 movie pass. Now it's a little more restrictive. You can't see 30 movies. You can see something like 3 movies a week, and you can't see the same movie over and over again. I mean, there's some rules. They're all fair rules. They're decent rules. That actually Movie Pass, as it rolls out, my kids are telling me that the rules are changing all the time. They're tightening things up as they get better and better at this. They're figuring it out as they go. They're building the plane on the fly, so to speak. But all of this is happening in a very controlled environment, and they're burning up a lot of cash while they do it. So they've done something that got the attention of the competitors. The competitors now are coming out with something that probably will end up being better, that will end up working better because they have a better cost structure than MoviePass does. And MoviePass got, they didn't get enough of a head start. Although MoviePass is, now on the track to have these 5 million people, which is $50 million a month. So it's a lot of dough. They're starting to kind of create some momentum. So how do you benefit from my years of experience in the money business and venture capital? How do you profit from the inside, get the inside track for your company? Here's what it is. Let's take a look at what MoviePass did. Forget about their business model. Forget about the pricing structure. But what they did is they created a new business model. They came out of the box with something different. They threw some stuff at the wall. Some of it stuck. Some of it's not going to stick. They go back. They debrief. They figure out what's working, and they go do better, and they do more. And that's what you have to do at your company. If you want to continue to be disruption proof, or if you want to disrupt others, then what you have to do is you have to continuously try new things. Some things are going to work better than other things. Not everything is going to work just right. If it doesn't work just right, try it, go back, debrief, figure out what worked, throw out what doesn't work, keep what does work. And you have to do that process, and you have to be willing to do it. Is it a little frustrating? Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Does it cost something? Yeah, it costs something. But what does it cost to not do it? It could cost everything. So I'm not telling you to throw all your money at innovative solutions, and I'm not telling you to go into the venture capital or private equity business where I've spent my career. But what I am telling you is that you have to try new things, or you're going to find yourself in a disadvantageous situation. So take that advice, take what I know, take those insights, and profit from the inside. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you next week.